Sovereign by T. Marcos. The warrens below the spaceport on Nepenthe were not Leah's favorite place to stroll, but she had to admit there was a certain dystopian chic to them that was hard to dislike. They had character, if nothing else. Blaring neon that scaled to wavelengths above and below her perception, lit awnings stretched over 100 merchant stalls hawking foods, scrap tech, and biomatter of 1,000 varieties. Most of it was illegal, of course, and a large portion was lethal, especially the food. That didn't stop her from pausing before a rickety noodle cart, her nose intrigued by the melange of spices and smokes wafting from under its stained awning. The vendor was a till, all tentacles and eyeballs as it dashed spices over steaming masses of boiled and fried carbs with some sort of dark sauce. It noticed her attention almost immediately, giving her a polite nod of its head. "Sovereign," it greeted her, its voice wet and deep. "We are honored to serve you." "Hi," Leah replied, her eyes flitting over the food on offer. "This stuff human spec?" "Assuredly," it burbled. "We are always pleased to nourish your kind." It wasn't the most reassuring confirmation, but it did smell good. She scanned the various piles of ingredients and found nothing even remotely familiar. "Yeah, sure," she grunted. "You know what? Just make me something tasty, dealer's choice. Heavy on whatever protein you pick." "An honor, Sovereign," it replied happily, sweeping a pile of noodles into a pot. Leah frowned. "You keep calling me that," she noted. "It's not my name, you know." The till's head ducked briefly, several bulbous eyes fixing on her own. "We call you what you are, Sovereign," it said, amusement running through its voice, "even if you do not know it." "I know what the word means, Squid Boy," she sighed. "We're speaking my lingo, after all. I hate to break it to you, but I'm not the ruler of anything in particular." More eyes trained on her, and the tentacle shuffled ingredients around a gleaming chopping block. "Not so, Sovereign," it replied chidingly. "You rule the universe, after all." She snorted, a burst of incredulous laughter forcing its way out. "Oh, really?" she asked amusedly. "Someone must have forgotten to hand me the memo. Is this a paid position?" The till's tentacles slowed, and for a moment all of its eyes rested on her. She felt a chill that lingered even as the till's attention slipped off her, its work resuming. "The food," it said, its voice quieter than before. "When you look at the food, what do you see?" Leah gave it a skeptical look. "Noodles, I hope," she replied. "You're making me think twice, though." "What are noodles?" it asked. "What are—" she sputtered, trailing off incredulously. "You know, coming from a noodle vendor, that's an odd question. Coming from the squid about to serve me what I desperately hope are noodles, it's downright disconcerting." "Noodles are thin carbohydrate filaments," the till replied tonelessly. "They are a nutritional staple, yes?" Leah nodded, unsure what to say. The till slowed again, all of its eyes locking on her once more before dispersing to their tasks. 4 tentacles grasped knives and began to dice vegetables she could not identify. Probably vegetables. "Are they nothing else?" it asked softly. "They're a food I like?" she asked tentatively. "I used to eat them pretty much every day at home. My mom would make them with chili oil and with whatever leftovers were handy. I like them because they're warm and tasty, and they remind me of when I was a kid." She paused, momentarily unsure why she had said so much. "Good," the till replied, whisking the veggies into a pan and swirling them in glistening oil. Home, parents, warmth and memories of childhood. Does any of that change my noodles here in the pot? Leah blinked. We're getting a bit philosophical for lunch, but I'm going to say no, she guessed. Correct, it replied. They remain mine until... It trailed off, quickly tossing the noodles in the pan with the assortment of golden brown cubes that had been frying. With practiced motions, it swept them into a bowl, sprinkling traces of seasonings and oils across the top before handing a neatly made bowl with 2 short chopsticks to Leah. She took it hesitantly, and as her hands touched the bowl, all of the Till's eyes were fixed on it. A shudder went through the squid-like alien as she accepted the food. Until they are yours, it said dazedly. Unique among all I have cooked. An honor, Sovereign. Now wait just a damn minute, she retorted, annoyed. You're making too much out of this. There's nothing special about handing me a bowl of noodles. She sniffed at it, realizing her mouth was watering. Tasty noodles, she amended, but still, stop calling me Sovereign. The Till began to scrub its pan clean, burbling in a pleased manner. Do you know what would happen if I served these noodles to a Till? It asked. She shook her head, and it bobbled its own contentedly. They would be Till noodles, the same with a crisp, a hit, any one of 100 species. When I make this for them, it is the same bowl every time. They all look at it and see the same thing, think the same thoughts. Humans, though, it continued. Humans are interesting. No genetic memory, no thought links, no points of comparison or normalization. Every one of you a singular, self-contained system, thinking their own thoughts. It swiped a tentacle across the chopping block, clearing it. Every bowl of noodles. Unique. Pfft, Leah grumbled, only half invested in disagreeing through a mouthful of delicious, savory noodles. God damn, these are delicious even if you're nuts. She swallowed, shaking her head. There's nothing special about me, though, she objected. Nothing uncommon, the Till admitted, adding some water to its pot. But special, oh yes. You are the only one who sees your universe, Sovereign. Every moment is unique, irreplaceable. Put another Till behind this counter and it will see what I see, feel what I feel, because it thinks what I think. We all eat the same noodles when we partake. That seems a little sad, Leah said, scraping the bottom of the bowl for a few stray tidbits. It is life, the Till replied non-committally. We are what we are, and so are all the others. But I, it said, triumph threading into its voice. I glimpse what is singular. I create what has not been created by any before me. I give you noodles, and what you take from my hands has never been experienced by another living being, shall never be experienced again. It is bliss. It is noodles, Leah retorted tiredly. Maybe a little bliss, mostly because of the crispy bits. Pork belly, the Till nodded. Aside from unique universal perspective, probably the best thing your planet has gifted the universe. Whatever you say, Squid Boy, she replied, handing the bowl back. The Till took it from her hands, caressing it for a moment before discarding it into a pile of unwashed dishes. How much is this singular experience going to cost me? 20 creds, the Till replied innocently, pointedly ignoring Leah's indignant sputtering. She plunked a few scraps of plastic on the counter with a glare. Not sure me and my universe will be coming back here at that price, she grumbled. So long, Squid Boy. Good luck with that perspective. She stalked off, leaving the till alone at his stall. Farewell, it whispered, Sovereign of the universe.